Hello and welcome to a new video. If you didn't already know, I'm Alex. I'm a cameraman or a filmmaker, whatever you want to call it. And today you join me near London, where we're going to be starting the filming for a documentary for a world record attempt from the UK stunt champion. So join me as I take all this camera kit around and show you the behind the scenes of what it's like to start filming a documentary. Join me, let's go. Now, in an ideal world, I'd obviously be using the big camera to film all this behind the scenes stuff on, but instead today we're stuck to using the GoPro Hero 12 just because obviously I'll need this for filming the actual documentary shots. So, let's take this down here, let's break it down, let's go get ready to start filming some documentary bits. So if you're interested, the setup that I used to get that first shot today was a Sony FX3 with a Rode NTG4 Mic on it, a Smallrig audio handle, and a 24-105 G Master lens and a variable ND on the end. And for the audio, I am using the DJI mics. I forget what they're called, but they're very, very good. Let's break all this kit down, head back over to where we're going to be starting to film, and get some drone shots of the building before everyone else arrives. Let's go. So voiceover Alex here, coming to you from the future. As you can see, we've just arrived at Kawasaki UK. I'm going to pull around the corner to get the car a little bit further away from the building so that when I get the drone shots, I don't have my car or me in them, which is ideal. So here we are, just about to set up the drone for the first time of the day. This hard case that I've got for it is pretty handy, especially for all the different jobs that I do and travelling all over the place. It keeps the drone nice and safe. This little plastic strap on the drone does do my head in a little bit, but it does serve a purpose to keep those propellers nice and safe. And these Mini 4 Pro batteries are pretty good. I get about 20 to 25 minutes of flight out of each one. So next thing we're going to do is just check drone assist to check if there's any flight restrictions in the area, which it looks like there isn't, which is fantastic. This means we can do pretty much whatever we want. I do have to keep the drone in line of sight, which means I can see it at all times, but that's not a problem. So here we go. Whoops, looks like I forgot to take the front off. Never mind, rookie mistake. I thought it looked a little bit blurry. Let's try again. So, launching the drone, try not to hit any trees.
Point updated.
And into the first shot of the day. So, I'll line it up, I'll position and frame it how I want it, double check there's nothing in the way of the drone that it's going to hit, and here we go. So some of these shots will be used in the end documentary, in the short sequence to show us arriving at Kawasaki to pick up the bike that Jonny's been sponsored with for the new world record. And some of these shots will be used in a shorter portrait form video, which will be used to promote the world record across social media. So as you can see, these shots will be cropped into portrait as well. This drone is really good and does have the option to flip the camera, so instead of it being 16:9, it goes 9:16, which is really, really good. But on this day, I didn't do this. I should have, but I didn't. Now we're bringing the drone safely back home to land and get it back in its flight case, ready for the next spot.
Landing.
So that's the first drone flight out the way. That was just to get a few initial shots, nice and early morning, to put over the top of some shots of other people arriving. Excuse the cars, I'm in a busy little road. Down here I have all the different bits of kit that I'm going to be using today. You would have seen the camera that we started with. That's the FX3. That's now going to get put onto that shoulder rig with this zoom lens on it. This has like a servo or like mechanical zoom, which is much better than the normal photo lenses like those ones. So yeah, fold this drone up, put it back in this bag. I'm going to stick you guys on this chest mount so you can see me putting all this stuff away. And then the next bit from here, we'll be waiting for the guys to show up. And then the reason for putting everything on the shoulder rig will be so I can capture everything nice and fluidly from when they get here. See that squirrel? I just thought I would quickly run through what I use for audio, or what at least I'm going to use for audio for this shoot whilst I wait for the chaps to turn up. At the moment, what I'm currently recording on is a Zoom H1 recorder with the DJI, I'm not sure what they're called, the DJI transmitters and receivers, as well as a Rode Smart Lav Plus. They're the things that I use for audio. And on top of the big camera, which is just in the back now, what I use on top of that is a Rode NTG4 shotgun mic and the audio handle, which is actually really, really good, by Smallrig I think it is as well. So that's the solutions that I use for audio. Other than that, for interviews, etc., I'll just be using the radio mics, and I use that shotgun mic as the backup, just in case anything does go wrong with the wireless audio. It's always good to have one extra backup just in case. Good morning. So far so good. So all we're doing now is getting ready to get the bike into the van. We've picked it up, tested it, filmed it, done the interview bits that we needed to do. I've then taken the camera off the shoulder rig, put it onto the gimbal, and then I've got a nice few shots with the gimbal, taking it off the gimbal, put it back into its shouldering mode to then get the bike being brought out and put into the van. So that's the next job, and then we'll be off to the next location. So yeah, join me. Sorry if I look a bit sweaty, but that's a wrap at Kawasaki. We're now going to head off to the next location. These guys, I'm just going to follow them, and then we'll go. Let's go. We're now going to be heading to another company for the next part of the work for this bike that we've just picked up. We're trying to get it ready for the world record attempt to make it safe, and it has to have a few modifications to make it work for the stunt that Jonny wants to do. So we're just heading there now. I'll get a few more shots and things like that there, a little interview with the guy who owns it, and just see how it goes. So yeah, stay tuned, stay with me, and we'll catch up when we get there. So arrived at the last location for today, which is R&G, crash protection. They put things on bikes, so if they do fall over, they won't get too damaged. So my job here, doing a little bit of an interview, and now I've got to get the drone up and get a few shots showing where we are, and to sort of set the scene as an opener in the documentary. So let's get the drone up. Once again, Alex coming at you from the future here. We're just going to get the drone set up, turned on, allow it to find as many satellites as it can so the home point can update, and then we'll get it in the air and start to get a few basic shots. Just checking the GoPro's actually recording. It is, winner winner. And then start the recording and get it up in the air. There are no flight restrictions in this area. I did check on drone assist before this flight, which means we can kind of fly anywhere we want to, just making sure that we avoid, all the common sense hazards that we see. Also trying to keep the drone in line of sight, to keep an eye on it to make sure nothing bad happens, a bird doesn't hit it, etc. And then straight into getting the shots that we need. This shot I like to call a bit of a meteor shot, coming in and down to the property.
Just turn your camera off, please, bro.
Thank you, mate. I really appreciate that. That is classic, that is. So, as you just heard, the filmmaker at R&G just turned my camera off for me. If anybody knows me, especially Mr. Petherick, he'll be able to vouch for the fact I always leave the camera on. I never mean to do it on purpose, but it does chew through batteries, so it's not a very good thing to do. With this Mini 4 Pro drone, it has the ability to be able to draw a point of interest on the screen and then to automatically orbit around it. This second last shot is just a backwards pull with the camera panning up to reveal the horizon. And then the very final shot, a top-down shot showing the plan of the site for if we wanted to highlight what building did what in the future in the documentary. Now we're going to bring the drone home, land it, get it back in the car and head to the hotel in readiness for day 2. If you're keen to find out a little bit more about the project that we're filming for, then I'll put the information down in the description. Thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you on the next one. Like, subscribe, and take it easy. See you soon.